Welcome back to another My Hero Academia anime vs manga comparison video breaking down season 6 episode 20 Hired Gun, the beginning of the Lady Nagant vs Deku fight, which happens to be the same title as chapter 312. We will be going over all the changes made from the manga to anime adaptation, and of course if you are new to the channel then be sure to subscribe with notifications on so that you don't miss a video, and if you want to further support the channel then please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below. To start things off, the episode opens with an extra shot of the giant lady running before she encounters the civilians who mistake her for a villain. The scene of Deku taking the hit for the lady is slightly changed up a bit from the manga, as in the anime he takes the hit, does a flip, and lands on the floor. In the manga he actually goes by so fast that after taking the hit he uses a nearby pole to loop back around to the group and then slides on the ground to slow down his speed. The anime adds Deku giving the lady the umbrella before asking her why she was out at night, which actually that line was also added into the anime as well. Quick side note, I know it's a little nitpicky, but the woman actually never falls when she is hit with those water shots. When All Might arrives, the anime removes Deku floating away from the woman. After giving Deku his food, the anime removes All Might saying that the food would spoil if he doesn't eat it soon, which that line always gave me the feeling that if Deku could, he would literally just run on empty and was just not taking care of himself properly at the time because of how much responsibility he has weighing down on him at the moment. This is why later in the episode All Might thinks about Sir Night-Eye and is finally able to understand how Sir Night-Eye felt all those years ago. Back in the One For All world, the anime removes the scene of blood on the floor when the second mentions that he had to end a lot of people's lives in order to bring down All For One, since back then in order to win the other person had to die. It's the main reason why the second and the third users were so against letting Deku have access to their quirks, because he wanted to try and save Shigaraki, a foe who now possesses All For One's quirk and vestige. Continuing on, the anime actually adds in the scene of the second and third users turning around to accept Deku, as well as all of the other users having some added dialogue once the flashback is over. Best Jeanist and Hawks pulling up on the villains and capturing them was an anime-only addition as well. For some lack in attention to detail, when Endeavor and the others are getting a massive amount of hate from the crowd of civilians, the anime doesn't remove Endeavor's flames from his face when he's walking to the car. In the manga, the lack of his flames plus Endeavor's head being tilted down slightly made the scene way more heartbreaking to me. As you can tell, he still feels very responsible for everything that's happened. In the car ride, we get some added shots of Deku standing on top of a building and of him swinging through the city Spider-Man style with Black Whip. All For One also gets an added shot when Hawks mentions that he's always smiling. When Deku's phone is shot out of his hands, Hawks gets some added dialogue knowing that Deku is in trouble. Finally, Lady Nagant makes her grand entrance after being hired by All For One to bring him Deku. For a nice little anime-only addition, we actually get to see how Nagant reloads her arm by putting her bullets made from her hair into a hole that opens up in the palm of her hand. When the fight breaks out, Deku thinks to himself that she might target All Might and the others as they get closer to his position. The anime doesn't adapt the panel though of Deku imagining one of the cars getting hit by one of Nagant's bullets. As Deku catches one of Nagant's curving rounds, the anime removes Deku's dialogue of him comparing the power of her shot to Bakugo's howitzer shot and how it's way stronger than Bakugo's. During All For One's prediction of what was going to happen in the coming days after being freed from Tartarus, we get an added shot of All Might and the other heroes that transitions to a shot of Deku by himself. For the final addition to the episode, as All For One gives Lady Nagant her second quirk, Airwalk, the anime adds an evil red glow coming out of All For One's palm. The episode ends with Nagant using Airwalk dedicated to carrying out her mission. Now, episode 20 covers a total of 3 chapters, them being chapter 310, 311, and 312. This episode, all in all, was amazing from beginning to end. Definitely once Nagant made her appearance in the episode, things got super serious, even though the tone and setting was dark since the beginning. Deku swings swinging through the city during the fight honestly was a big highlight for me for just how great it looked when it was going down. With Lady Nagant being one of my favorite villains in the series, it's reassuring to see that her fight with Deku is being handled with so much care, and I can't wait to see more of her in the next episode. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on episode 133. Did you enjoy the beginning of Deku versus Lady Nagant? Let me know everything in the comment section below. With that said, thanks for tuning into another My Hero Academia anime versus manga comparison video. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to Detroit smash that like button below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.